In the sky, gazing far into the night, I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. In the sky, gazing far into the night, I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
Oh, righty. Wrong screen, dude. Hey, shut up. Shut up. All right, dude. We're back. Let's see here. Let's see here, brother. So we got a lot to talk about tonight. But the main things I guess I want to talk about, we're going to talk a little bit about the Politico hit piece, obviously the leaked messages. We're going to talk about Steven Crowder, the barbershop video. We may do like a little react to that probably. And then Nick Fuentes, obviously it's just blowing up. You can't, we can't not talk about Nick Fuentes. If you're serious, you know, about the sphere, the politics sphere, the culture, the right wing of the country right now, it's unignorable at this point. America is getting groiped. Okay. Groiper. I hardly know her, dude. Anyways, you know, you lose some and you lose some. Also the TikTok purchase, the peace deal, maybe we'll get into that stuff if we get around to that, if we run out of stuff to talk about. Those are things I also wanted to kind of dig into a little bit. Side note, also, actually, let me get my partner in crime in here. My partner in crime. My partner in crime. The sound of silence. The silence is the fabric that you. What is it?
I think the creativity, it's the foundation that creativity serves the bird.
The birds, yeah.
Yeah. And then you can levitate.
yeah, and then you can levitate. Wait, 2 feet.
Watch that video. Watch that video I sent you, bro.
I did. Well, I listened to it in the car, like on the way home from soccer yesterday. Oh,
no, I just sent it. It's based on the real life interview.
Yeah, I know, bub.
Oh, I sent it to you twice. What a loser.
Yeah, no, I already saw it. Yeah.
So hyped about it. I sent it again.
Well, also, I was going over the topics for tonight. Maybe some things we'll get into. Main things are the Politico stuff, the Nick Fuentes, unignorable generational run, if you want to call it. Just as I was going live, too, I was scrolling Twitter, and it looks like we're getting a Tucker Carlson, Nick Fuentes debate. So that should be
Lord, bro.
a bloodbath, dude. But Alex Jones, I think, is going to be moderating it. So,
what in the?
Yeah, so it could just be a complete disaster. Because Alex Jones is
already a wash.
I know, because Alex Jones is not a good moderator. He's just not. I mean, he has done a good job moderating in the past, but historically, he just is an interrupter. He just he just interrupts and just goes on these tangents, and then everyone's just like, "What were we talking about?" Yeah. So we'll see.
They're gonna get into some shit, and then Alex Jones is gonna be like, "Man, eat meat."
Yeah, because Tucker's not gonna have him on the show because that'd be, you know what I mean. That would just be a one-sided. It would just be an annihilation. Tucker could do all the research in the world that he wanted to and try to do the same thing Candace did and bring in all the smears but he'd be ready for it now with Tucker too. He'd just obliterate him.
What is Tucker? I mean, what problem does Tucker Carlson even have with Nick Fuentes?
Well, it's hard to say. Nick's claims are basically, which kind of makes sense, is that Tucker is basically just a nepo baby of the CIA. Tucker is the CIA,
right?
so of
his
course,
shell is not too far off from. I mean, I feel they would agree more than they don't.
Well, but that's the whole thing, though. So it's why? Yes, that is the question, though. Is what do you have against Nick? And so that's kind of Nick's whole question too. He's like, okay, well, we're pretty damn close. You maybe don't go as hard in the paint as me, and maybe you don't have share some of the other things, maybe the kind of focus on the racial ideology or whatever. But we're pretty damn close. So why do you feel the need to go on your show that's on every major platform, allowed on every major platform, and bash me and say things like the gay kid, the little gay kid in his basement and stuff like that, and take shots? So, and that's what then there was the whole monologue that Nick did back and kind of blasted him back, and so it's a whole thing. So, and he burned him. I mean, he definitely got the better of him in that exchange for sure. Even though, you know what I mean, Nick is on Rumble, that monologue it exploded everywhere. People were sharing clips of it on TikTok, on Instagram. Leftists were sharing it who aren't so fond of Tucker, just listening to Nick, take down Tucker and Candace. So it's kind of funny. So we'll see. I mean, that should be pretty interesting. Yeah. But I was going to say, before we get too far into it, my soccer team is the second worst team in the league now, baby. Let's go. I need my soundboard. I need applauding. I need thunderous
taking balls and taking names.
Thunderous applause. We are now 1-5, baby. 1-5. And this time I got a little goalie cam footage, so I'll be going through that and kind of making a little highlight of the game, like a maybe 10-minute or 15-minute, maybe a 10-minute video that just shows, because it's kind of boring because you can only see me in the goal, and we actually did really good on offense, so I was just standing there a lot. But I did have to do a PK defense, which on those fields is ridiculously. I mean, it's it's an 8-foot shot or a 9-foot shot. So yeah, I got scored on. Okay, there was no defending that.
Well,
I didn't even know we did PKs in the league because the fields are so small and the goals are so small. But I guess we do in rare cases. So I had to defend a PK. I got scored on. I got scored on another time where this guy, one of the defenders, he just missed such an easy ball. I was not expecting him to miss that ball. And then I was just out of place. So happens. But we still won. Still came back and won. Went down 2-0 in the first half and then came back and scored like 3 or 4 goals. I think it was 3. Yeah, I think 3 goals. So pulled it out, dude. That was our Super Bowl. That was our championship game. And then this coming season, I'm definitely going to wear like a GoPro, like a chest cam or whatever. So it should be some other chill content. I might rename like the other channel, like Nacho FC, and just do like chill football shit or random shit on there or something. We'll see. I'll figure it out. But anyways, side note. But anyways, yeah, I guess I'm excited, dude. I'm gonna be riding that win for 6 months probably.
Yeah.
Because we're not gonna win again.
You're not gonna win for another 6 months.
Yeah, it's gonna be a while.
Don't even show up to soccer practice for like 6 months.
Yeah, we're
and
just.
If they ask you, like, nah.
Yeah, sorry, we won. So
can't take it anymore. I know what's coming.
That's what this one guy Seabass said on the team. He's like, yeah, he's like, this. I'm ending on a high note, dude. This is it, dude. I'm not coming back.
I'm out now.
I'm out, dude. Like, no, we got 2 more games, man. I think we have 1 more regular season game and then the playoffs, or maybe the next one is playoffs. I don't know. We might actually get another win, maybe. If we get placed by, like our standing in the league, then we got a shot. Because I think we might get placed in the playoffs against that same team. And then, hopefully we beat them again. And then we get into the second leg of playoffs. And then we just get obliterated again.
Yeah.
Back to the same old, song and dance. So.
Yeah.
But anyway, so.
You can hire somebody to break their legs, kind of like the skaters do.
Yeah, something like that. We'll put marbles on the field or something, or whatever they do.
Yeah.
However you do that. So.
See if we can slide their mom some money.
What's that?
And see if she'll call them home early for dinner.
Yeah, what's that lady's name? What's her name? Didn't she become like a comedian? Like a commenter on Frank, what was she always on? It's one of those like true TV shows where they talk about goofy shit all the time. Damn, what's her name?
I don't know, man. I can't read.
Ice skater. I don't know. How do you even look that up? Hires hitman. Break legs. I don't know. It's got to show up. What's her damn name? Nancy Kerrigan? Tanya Harding. That's the one.
Okay.
You don't know who that is? Oh my god.
I mean, I've heard the name, but I don't follow her or anything.
I don't know. I always remember because there was some stupid thing I used to watch, and she's like turned into a comedian. Worked on like true crime TV shows or something. World's Dumbest. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all the world's dumbest whatever. World's Dumbest Criminals. World's Dumbest whatever, and they would do it on.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
Wait. Yeah. She was listening to Scandal, right?
Yeah, she like hired somebody to like break.
Yeah,
Nancy
that's what I'm talking
Kerrigan's-
about.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Maybe she'll know. Get in touch with her.
Right. We got
I'll
there.
call. Yeah, I'll, eventually. I'll call.
Landed.
I'll call Elon. He's a good friend of mine.
There's a movie. Margot Robbie plays Tanya Harding.
Yeah.
It's called Tanya.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Epic.
Wow.
Well, you lose
Isn't that
some and you
something?
lose some.
And then you'll lose the next one.
So, anyways, let's get into the news.
Did I tell you I can fly?
You cut to what?
Did I tell you I can fly?
Yeah, there's where'd you go to? What's the?
I'll tell you about it, bro. I'll tell you all about it.
Yeah, tell me. Did you go to the institute in Iowa, or what is it called?
Yeah. I was actually the first person in my group to be able to lift up
Nice.
2 foot, two
2
about 2 feet
feet.
up. 2 feet up and 2 feet forward.
Hell yeah, dude.
I was the first legitimate person to be able to do that. 50 years, once in the morning, twice a day, really.
Twice a day.
Twice a day.
Hell
And I was in New York on 9/11.
yeah. Levitating. That's how I survived. I was in the towers, and I survived by floating.
Yeah, gravity's not real. None of it's real,
It's
actually.
all in the mind's eye.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can
Yeah,
even
man.
find this. Leaked text, Politico. We're totally prepared tonight, by the way. Totally professional operation. Oh, another side note. We will have a room eventually.
Did
to
you
stream
hear?
it, like a little studio office thing. The other room is almost finished.
Did you hear that this Jewish guy leaked a group chat?
Oh yeah.
And Republicans are Nazis.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, that's new. We haven't heard that for the last 10 years.
Yeah, totally. Didn't see that one coming.
Isn't that crazy, bro?
It's crazy. And you know what? Honestly, I mean, this might be short because of this, but I mean, really, my serious take on it is I don't actually give a shit at this point. I just don't care. Yeah, I mean, like anything could be in there. It could literally be like, I hate Nacho and I want him to die. Like that could be in the leaked group text, and it could be like all of them plotting my death, and I would be like, this is fine. At this point, it's fine. This is fine. I don't care because
this is literally how I'm thinking of things at this point.
Yeah.
Is it a Democrat? Yes. No.
Yeah.
Don't care.
And
care.
Maybe we need to switch these so we can read some. But yeah, I mean, I really don't give a shit anymore. I don't care if, this scandal or that scandal. And I think the most frustrating thing about it too is that I wonder if I can find it. There was another. I just had it pulled up before the show too, and I closed it on accident. I think the young Republicans, like leadership or whatever in New York City, like came out and made a statement on it.
Yeah.
If
yeah, so basically the Democrats.
You know what? I know how I found it. I found it because I think Nick responded to it and was like, fuck you. And I was like, honestly, I agree, dude. Fuck you. Like, stop being such cowards. Like, we have to stop, dude. I mean, we don't see this same behavior from the left. They actually have a guy. They were spreading all this around, Jay Butler or something like that. And he was like, it was equally damning, like text messages. He's like joking about someone's death or something like this. And it was it kind of blew up, and obviously Republicans and the right were talking about it. Democrats just ignored it. Just completely ignored it. Yeah, here it is. Here's the young Republicans. Let's see. We are appalled by the vile and inexcusable language revealed in the Politico article published today. Such behavior is disgraceful, unbecoming of any Republican, and stands in direct opposition to the values our movement represents. What fucking values, dude? Those involved must immediately resign from all positions within their state and local young Republican organizations. We must hold ourselves to the highest standards of integrity, respect, and professionalism. The board of directors. It's just like,
What a nerd.
Yeah, and the reason I saw that on my feed was because it just had a reply from Fuentes with like 30,000 likes on it. And it was just like, fuck you. And I'm like, I concur. Yes,
Yeah,
dude. Like, just
it's
fuck
not
off,
a very
dude.
not a good idea to try and sell yourself to the general public by selling out your political party because of in-house disputes, right? At a time when nobody could give a shit less, dude. Everybody is done. Democrats have no moral currency. The middle doesn't exist.
Yeah, I mean,
it's actively moving right. Like, people don't care.
yeah,
This is gonna backfire.
it's
And you're
yeah,
gonna get more sentiment that is favorable to people like Fuentes.
yeah. Given the context of, or the backdrop of when this is happening, yeah. I mean, who fucking cares? Like, it's time to take our own side. Like, we need to come together. This is not the time to kick. This is not the time to kick, especially young Republicans out of the Republican Party. Like, you're just proving you're proving the sort of like alt-right, like the ones who I hate to like to hear and to see all over social media. You're proving them right. Like, when they're saying like, oh, there's no point to get involved and blah blah blah, like the stupid, giga black pilled guys that just think almost like QAnon, like Q-tards almost, where they're like, it's too far gone. We should just wait for the end and wait for the inevitable collapse and stuff. Like, what do you think these guys are going to do now when they quit the Republican Party? Doing what they probably spent the last, 10 to 20 years, depending on their age, working at, whether they're 20 something or 30 somethings. And now a stupid private chat gets leaked and you come out and tell them they all need to resign. And the stuff in here is like, a lot of this stuff is obviously sarcasm. Like the one, I think they said, the Hitler one was going around like crazy, and it was like, we love Hitler. But it was like in the context of it, it's like, it's sarcasm. He's saying, oh yeah, because we're far right, or we're so far right, yeah, I guess I love Hitler now. Like, it's just dumb shit. It's just young people being retarded. Yeah. And I don't really care. Let's see. Yeah, this one. And he agreed. Did he say my delegates will be the most right? Yeah. He did say my delegates I bring will vote for the most right-wing person. And then the guy responds and he's like, great, I love Hitler. Like, dude, it's just dumb shit. Sex is gay. Did you look at it? Is this even, where is the hard-hitting stuff? Sex, it was rape. Like, they're just being retarded.
They're memeing, and this guy's just looking for attention. And everybody's taking the bait.
And then
all the fed ops, all the controlled op outlets are just taking the bait.
Yeah, and I guess this guy supposedly, so I guess this guy Gavin who leaks it all is some Jewish guy that wanted to, like, they were voting for the Republican leader of the, the Young Republicans leader or something like that. He's not going to get it. And so then he extorts another guy to like get him the text, and then releases the text because he doesn't get the position or something like that. It's a whole mess. Like, I don't even know if there's, I'm trying to find like what the worst thing even is, because I really haven't seen anything that crazy. It says white supremacist symbols, but then they don't have anything. Don't have any chats of that. Just the quotes.
I think it's going to backfire
Vicious words for enemies.
massively.
Stay in the closet. Like, dude, that's funny. The group you slurs against Asians too. Oh no. Let his people go, and then he responds, keep the cheeks down. Dude, they're just in a private chat memeing. This is nothing. For them to come out and be like, all of you need to resign is just gay, dude. I'm sorry. Like, have them come out and make, if you want, if anything, just have them come out and make their own personal statements. Just, hey, yeah, this is supposed to be a private chat. We're just, it's all just dumb jokes, whatever.
Nobody needs to say anything except go fuck yourself.
But honestly, yeah, I'm over like being the side that apologizes all the time for everything. Like, the right is the only side that does this. Nobody came out and apologized after they just celebrated Charlie Kirk's death. A guy got shot in the neck and bled out on live TV in front of, millions of people. And then the left celebrated at the highest levels. It wasn't even like a handful of crazy leftist streamers or like a couple of guys here and there. It was organizers in the Democratic Party, huge organizers for huge districts. It was elected officials. It was like, what's that lady's name? Crockett or whatever. It was thousands and thousands and thousands of TikTok videos and Facebook posts and Instagram posts. I mean, we're supposed to resign for a leaked group text where they're making jokes about Hitler and calling, Chinese people slurs and like saying sex is gay and pretending they raped somebody. Like, it's just crude jokes. It's just a bunch of dudes being retarded in a group chat. Like, none of them should be resigning and none of them should be apologizing. I mean, you should just ignore it. Just do exactly what the Democrats just did. I want to see what that guy's name was. Jay something. What?
Is he like two?
Why?
Let's see what this was.
Dude, this whole Angel Reese ad campaign is cracking me up, bro. She's getting cooked.
Dude, she's been getting cooked. What did she do now? Because I haven't even seen that yet.
She was in a WNBA. No. What am I talking? Plays in the WNBA. You'd never know if you watch her play.
True. She plays
Victoria's Secret fashion show.
Victoria's Secret fashion show. All right, let me finish up on this real quick, and then I'll jump on. I'll look at that because I haven't even seen that yet.
No, it's not worth the time. It's just funny. I'm on Twitter.
It's called we do a little. It's called what do we do? What does Trump call that? What did he start calling it? Fuck. The swerve, the weave. That's right. It's called we do a little weave.
Okay.
You never seen that? That was when he was like, I think he did on Joe Rogan or something. He kept talking about the weave, how he weaves. He's weaving this conversation together, and we're like, dude, Trump, you're just getting old, dude. Let's just be real. Yeah, so this is like Jay Jones. This is like some Democrat guy or something, and this was leaked a while back. Nothing. They just ignored it. Basically, ignored it completely. Something about somebody, and they're joking about this. Let's see. Where is it at? There isn't. I see point blank. And honestly questioning a lot today. I mean, do I think that Todd and Jennifer are evil and that they're breeding little fascists? Yes. They say nice things about everyone, lol. If those guys die before me, I will go to their funerals and piss on their graves, send them out awash in something. And then the guy just responds, J. Jones. And then he's like, 3 people, 2 bullets, Gilbert, Hitler, Pol Pot. Gilbert gets 2 bullets to the head. Spoiler, put Gilbert in the crew with the 2 worst people you know, and every time he receives both bullets, every time. And the guy's like, Jay, please stop. And he's like, LOL, okay. Really bothers me when you talk about hurting people or wishing death on them. So, not the first time either.
Yeah,
And I guess there's
it's
more to
almost
that, but
it's almost like there's a there's a psyop to take attention away from the fact that Democrats are constantly fantasizing about violence, and the worst Republicans do is make crude jokes,
yeah.
and they want them to be viewed as equally damaging, and they're nowhere remotely close.
It's so frustrating, I think, too, because I'm like definitely for a lot further right. And so I'm like, and they say all this shit and they're like, they're painting Republicans as so much like they're just not as based as you're painting them to be. You know what I mean? Trump is not willing to do the things that you're accusing him of doing. He's not willing to even hardly use the government he has complete control of right now. I mean, it's just laughable. Like they did there was a thing going around yesterday on Twitter about like the Time magazine cover of Trump, and then somebody like re-edited it to make it, him as like Hitler or something like this. And the funniest part of it was that in the little tagline underneath on the Time cover, it's something about Israel and the peace deal or something, and they had to erase that, to make their narrative correct. I'm just like, dude, he is like the most pro-Jew. Like, he is probably one of the most pro-Jew, pro-Israel presidents we have ever had. So, like, putting a little mustache on him and sticking him in like an SS uniform is just so ironic, man.
Yeah, you gotta see this. I don't know if we can watch it on stream, but when you get a second, look at your DMs on.
All right, now I'm gonna look at Angel Reese just because I have to see this.
It's Tom Luker's post. It's just cheap advertising bullshit. They're just trying to blow up some random WNBA star instead of actually making the league exciting. So they're putting her in every ad everywhere.
Just nobody cares, man. Like the WNBA is, it's a joke. It doesn't it hasn't ever survived on its own. It's literally lost money every year since its inception. And so the NBA subsidizes it. So it's always funny, like whenever they say like pay us what we deserve. It's like, okay, we'll pay you nothing because you're not making any money. Well, how about we just cancel the league altogether?
I don't know why they did this, bro.
All right, let me see.
Do that.
I'll look at it first, make sure. What does he say? I've seen that guy a lot. Can I watch it on stream?
It Probably not, bro. But it's the second one. It's the second one that I sent you. The last one.
Can't watch that on stream.
Apparently, Paul Miller got Cuffham banned on Kick. Cuffham is that guy.
I know. I've seen it. Yeah. I know generally about him. Yeah. What, he's sitting there arguing with him. He gets all like bent out of shape already too. It's funny.
Ugh.
And he
Why did he get banned
as he
from-
drinks lean from his double cup styrofoam cup, like these
How do
people are
you
the
get banned
worst,
from
most
dick?
fucking degenerate. Like,
Yeah.
That's who you choose to fucking prop your community up is fucking beyond me. Let's get there. We'll do a little bit of this since it popped right up on my feed right after I refreshed to get back to that. Let's watch this first. We'll watch this Nick clip and we can talk about this a little bit because I thought the responses to this were just unreal. Like, people are just so fucking stupid now. And a lot of the people on the right wing are on the farther right, like the Wignats and stuff like that. And even like, I think there's a lot of dissent on this because I think it's by design, honestly. I think it's intentional because there was a wave. I was seeing a wave of quote tweet after quote tweet posting this like as if it was a dumb thing to say. So let's watch this real quick first.
And this is why
Oh
I've
yeah.
been pushing this so strongly for 10 years. I want Groypers to go
Literally
to
such a
Yale,
nothing
go to
burger.
Stanford, go to Harvard, infiltrate the government. We need the smartest young people to get jobs at the Pentagon, at the Department of War, at DHS. Yes, at the CIA. And, you know, that guy, Dan Caldwell, I kind of make fun of him for crying a little bit, but we need guys like that. We need young whippersnappers like him. He's probably like my age, but we need young guys like that, a new generation to rise through the ranks in the security state because personnel is policy. Only if we actually control those levers, only if our guys control those levers do we actually see change. If we are getting outmaneuvered constantly, like, look, we elect Trump. Yeah, Trump agrees with us, but who does he appoint? Do you follow? People say, well, we have to make sure Republicans win. And Republicans win the White House, they win the Senate, and Trump agrees with us, but he appoints neocons. The Senate confirms neocons. Neocons run the departments and agencies, and they hire as their deputies and their deputies' deputies other neocons from their office, from their campaign, you know, from the other neocons, from the think tanks. That's what they do. And because they're good at this stuff, they outmaneuver the trusting face, the trusting endomorphic face of Dan Caldwell. You know,
I don't even know who he's
he
talking
seems
about.
like a nice enough guy. He's getting outmaneuvered and shanked in the back. He's getting dragged through the streets of Politico and crying about it on Tucker Carlson. So we need to get a little bit smarter, is my point. We need to get a little bit smarter. The national security state is the center of everything and is filled up with Israeli spies, ideological neocons who are accomplices frequently of the Israeli spies. We need to fill it up with American patriots because when you look at a country like China or Russia, their security state is filled up with ethnic Russians and Chinese.
Yep.
And the state is total. The business interests do not overpower the state. The contractors do not overpower the state. The state sets the strategy. The state sets the priorities. And the state is filled with patriots. The nucleus of the state is national security. So this is where Trump went wrong.
That's just true. All of that is true. All of that is 100% like correct. It's not even like a wild thing to say. And the crazy thing is that whenever Democrats get in office, they fucking fire everybody and they put all their own players in place. And they do what it takes to do exactly because they understand exactly what he just ended with, which is that the state will run everything. The state is, you know, it can't be uninvented. The state's not going anywhere. And that is one thing that the left does understand and acts like they understand better than the right does.
Yeah, I mean, all he's talking about is basic political strategy.
Yeah, it's like
There's nothing
101. It's like
groundbreaking about it at all.
rudimentary. It's like playing scales every day. It's like doing anything. It's like practice. It's like, yeah, this is the basics. This is, you start here, and then from there, then you could build on whatever else. Like, but the comments on this were just, I was so surprised. Averall, this is the guy who like made the return to the land. He's like doing the Wignat thing. He's doing
that's right.
the whites
Yeah,
only segregationists, right?
Yeah.
And they've even talked recently and kind of like, you know, made amends because they were going back and forth at each other. Not that this is going to change that much, but he just, hey guys, yeah, let's all be feds. And it's just like, yeah, no shit, retard.
Better
I
us
mean,
than
do you,
them.
right? Yeah, like, do you think that the FBI is just going away tomorrow? Do you think the CIA is just going to disappear overnight? Like, what the fuck do these people think is going to happen to the government? I mean, the government's not going anywhere. The state isn't going anywhere.
I mean, he should like this more than anybody else, because who does he think is going to make a decision about his little community when all the SJWs start crying loud enough?
That's a good point. Yeah, I mean,
That's the whole point.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. If Democrats manage to get in after this next cycle, because it is not a shoe in. It is not a shoe in. JD Vance is not a strong candidate. JD Vance stands as much chance to win this next election as DeSantis did to win, you know, in the primaries against Trump. Like, it's not. It seems like it right now because he's on Twitter and he's making memes and he's being a funny guy and he's ratioing people on Twitter and he's posting edits and shit. And they're making all the memes, but all that shit is astroturfed. All that shit is totally manufactured. Like, they want Vance to be in the shoe-in so bad because a lot of the corporations do. But really, you've got like Bolsheviks and Orthodox Jews fighting for control of the country after this next election, like, or this next cycle. It's going to be a shit show. Like, and they're going fucking hard in the paint. They're tanking Netflix's stock. Like, the progressive, you know, sort of Bolshevik, the sort of atheist sect is fighting the shit out of the Orthodox sect. That's what's happening. The atheist secular Jews think that the entire world needs to be, you know, an open society, and that's the way to overcome like the anti-Semitism, is to just make the world all globalist and all encompassing, and then that way, you know, they'll be accepted everywhere. And then the other side just thinks we need to have greater Israel and we need to have our own place so that we can be here forever and ever, you know, and we'll be fine regardless because we'll be like a superpower and we'll control America and whatever else. Like, that's what's really fucking happening. That's what all that shit is. You know what I mean? That's the skeleton underneath all of it. So it's a fucking coin toss. There's two very powerful sides fighting for control over the country. And neither of them, unfortunately, are America first. So the idea that we're just going to be in control for the next 8 years is pretty laughable. And if they get in office after, they're bringing the fucking hammer down on everybody. All that shit, Averall is going to be the first one to go. He'll be fucking in prison. He'll be in a fucking re-education camp. So,
yeah,
kind of crazy.
They're going to lay waste to anything they can touch. I think everybody's in agreement on that.
Yeah. Yeah, and then this one.
That's why people need to forget about all this crap. I mean, that's what Trump was able to bring everybody together on. These people want you dead. They want to destroy everything good about everything. And they want whatever, right? And he was able to bring everybody together with that harsh reality, and that's what we have to stick to.
I'm
Because
scrolling through some of these comments.
yeah, that is like the first step, right? Is just to defense, right, and say no to the whole leftist agenda. That's the first step. And that's all that matters, right? All the other bullshit about who's stupid text or who's making jokes or who's not woke enough or whatever, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The whole point is to just say fuck no to all this stupid bullshit coming from the left, right?
Yeah.
Nothing else matters.
And this one, just defeat a century of nepotism by pretending it doesn't exist and that you weren't going extinct. I'm like, yeah, like defeat nepotism with nepotism. Yes, like what's your solution? Get in the streets and throw rocks at tanks? Like
These fuckers,
they
just want
fucking cop out fucking losers, dude.
These are the people that fucking call a Hail Mary on every play and fucking throw their controller through the wall.
Every
They don't get
single
any
play,
fucking wins. They're like, why can't I win
that
the game,
is so
bro?
true, dude. That's so true. I'm gonna do this play action, dude. Every fucking
I can't win,
time.
dude. What's all?
Dude, I just do Hail Marys and then I just try to call like 14 audibles and then the fucking clock runs out and then I get a penalty and then I get mad.
Don't call any running plays, dude. Fucking get tackled every time, bro.
It's
Need
crazy.
touchdown.
It's actually crazy. Like I want to see if I can find some of these people, these fucking losers. Because I'm like, you can hate Nick all you want, dude. You can be a hater or whatever. But this is just not a controversial take at all. Like this is just fucking 101, dude. Of course you should do these things. There's no fucking question.
These people are also, they're used to just kind of being like QAnon dweebs. You know what I mean? Just saying stuff that they never think is going to happen. They're just kind of, they feel a certain way. They're more like black pilled than anything. You know what I'm saying? Nick is actually trying to actually affect change. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're just followers. So he's asking more of them, and they don't like it. That's really what's. He's trying to push, and they're like, I don't know, man. I was just kind of like, like in my basement, like just fucking around, bro.
They're like the black Hebrew Israelites of the whites, dude. That's what they are.
Yeah.
Unironically. They're like, let's all fucking get out in the streets and like wear masks. Let's do sticker drops, dude. Let's drop a banner on a fucking highway that has a swastika on it and like fucking says like Jews are bad and shit. Like Jews control Hollywood. Let's do that. Let's do that banner drop tonight, boys.
Yeah.
And,
like they're not really about.
You're not fucking doing anything. You're not getting in government. You're not getting into the institutions. You're not. I mean, like what happens if all of you go out and you all get in trouble and you all get locked up? There's the end of your fucking movement, dumbass. Like if you it's like if you infiltrate institutions, if you keep your head down. I mean, as a Christian, you shouldn't be lying intentionally. Like you shouldn't be. Unfortunately, we don't have the luxury to be quite as subversive as the Jews, but you can still be like quiet. I mean, you don't have to be a fucking retard. You don't have to go out there and say like all your dumb shit. You know what I mean? And you don't have to have a public facing profile. You don't even have to be online and giving any kind of takes in public at all. You can just be a mover and a shaker. You can just go get into a high level position at a company where now you have access to, or, you're getting a good paying job and you have lots of extra resources and you can fund whatever, right? You don't have to, you don't have to have a YouTube channel. You don't have to be public about anything. Just keep your fucking head down and get power. I mean, that's pretty fucking simple. Like, it's not simple in the sense that it's not like it's easy to do those things. You still have to be a high IQ individual. You still have to be, it's challenging because you have to go apply yourself. You have to get into an Ivy League institution. You have to graduate. You have to get a job. And then you have to find your way into the state, and keep all of your, your social medias tame, have a mild mannered, front facing or public facing opinions.
Yeah.
And then until you get into the state, and then you can actually affect decisions. And even then, you don't go fucking mask off. You just nudge things your way every single time, the same way that the left does. Except the left has the luxury of just being mask off right from the beginning. They're like right from fucking start. Unfortunately, they can just be communists, Marxists straight out of fucking college and get into the state because Democrats are insane.
They had a over leveraged position of moral currency for a while because
Right.
they were able to convince a lot of people that white people were just racist because blah and Obama, and
Well,
that everything was upside down and that we need all these radical changes because women and blacks and whatever. Right?
well, and why were they able to do that? Because they
But
controlled
now-
all of the levers of power: entertainment, social media,
Yeah.
Hollywood, and the institutions, and then
And
as
they
well
did
as
all that.
government. When Obama was in for 8 years.
And that's, that Trump was the antidote for that. We'll see if he's actually effective when his term's over.
Yeah.
But now, though, a lot of that stuff has been flipped upside down. People see through it and people are sick of it. So, like, half the country got fed up, and then another fourth of the country just saw through it, right? You can't just go to a majority white country and be like, yeah, you're all just a bunch of racist pigs. And then that's just you're just going to roll with that for like 10 years. It's not going to back, right? So now their moral currency's all dried up and nobody cares anymore.
Yeah. Well, but I don't think necessarily the currency dried up per se. Like, I think, I mean, it kind of did in a sense, but it only did because, we got alternative media. The people were even liberals and more like center leftists people were like, well, yeah, but free speech is important and blah, blah, blah. So the institutions and the government felt the kind of pressure to like allow people to say what they wanted to say. And then Elon buying Twitter like did help a lot, even though I hate Elon sometimes.
But it wasn't just Elon. Elon was a late stage phenomenon, right? Him buying Twitter was late stage. Before Elon did that, you had Turning Point, Steven Crowder, college campus debates.
Yeah.
It started with Crowder. Then you had Trump calling the media the fake news left and right, which was good. And then you had you even had Daily Wire, and you had the decentralized nature of social media. And obviously, then it necessitated Musk purchasing Twitter, because then what the left did was start banning everybody. And now that he bought Twitter, like, people are just like, yeah, we're not even going to go on these other sites. They're all lame,
Yeah.
Those sites are just for, like, what? Chicks, basically. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. It's all for chicks and, like, gym rats and stuff like that,
Yeah.
So
the
nobody even
normies.
goes on there if they're not into that stuff, right? So it also, like, coming back to all the power stuff, money and power, like, at the end of the day, it's so simple, right? Like, it's about being intentional. Like, if this is what you believe and these are your values and so forth, then and you're grounded in that, then have almost a duty to yourself to go out there and be successful
Right.
in any sense. I mean, even if you don't end up in the government, you start a business, right? Build wealth. That's the
Yeah.
main thing. Wealth is power, right? But it doesn't have to mean power over other people all the time. Power over yourself, right? The power to command your own life. It could be that simple, right? Because if you don't take charge of that for yourself, somebody else will. So that's ultimately all Nick is really deriving this from. That's where that political strategy is derived from in the first place. Because, I mean, it's a perversion of that principle ultimately, right? Because then they have to, oh, well, I have this power over myself. Now I gotta impose it on other people. That's really where it starts, right?
Yeah.
That's where everything gets skewed, because then people are like, okay, well, it's not good enough just to have power of myself. Now I got to impose my will on other people. That's how I'll know I'm the man. Whatever bullshit it is. But like that's really what it boils down to. And people have talked about this, multiple people over different ages, right? And that's basically the underlying principles. Like, you know, wealth is freedom. Because how are
Yeah.
you going to do things that are meaningful if you don't have any resources?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's like your freedom of speech is not the crux of like everything. You just saying, you know,
Yeah,
Jew, or like communist, leftist, whatever, over and over and over is like, okay, what are you doing though? Like you still have to put
yeah,
action behind that. Like you have to do something if you want something to change. Like, and it's obvious that this method works because I mean, just 50 years ago or 60, maybe 70 years ago now, or whatever it is, we were literally in the middle of a Cold War, and there were laws on the books that were like, you cannot serve in government if you're a known communist, if you're a known Marxist. And obviously, these people hid their fucking power levels for 50 years until they could get into government. Some of these people that are serving in government now, who are open Marxists, were serving in government under some of those administrations, or maybe their parents were, and they're kind of like born into politics, and now they're elected officials, or they were the successor of another Democrat that was serving while those laws were on the books. So obviously, hiding your power level works. Hiding your power level and keeping your head down uh, is a successful strategy, because now the entire Democratic Party it can openly say that they're communists or socialist or Marxist, and nobody really bats an eye. I think
yeah,
a lot of it is because the average layperson on either side really doesn't know what any of those fucking things means anymore, but or even understand fully why they're bad. Like the Republicans, like the average, and I was this way even just a handful of years ago. Like I've only just started understanding a lot of this shit. I didn't know what the fuck Marxism was or why it was so bad. I didn't know who Karl Marx was. I just knew communists bad, dirty Reds.
yeah,
That's all I knew from high school. You learn that the communists are bad, but they don't actually like really dig into like Karl Marx and explaining why what the entailments of those positions are and things like that. They just teach you that we were in a Cold War with Russia. Russia communist bad. China communist bad. Enemy. So all the people on the right are like, it's all bad, and all the people on the left are like, but like workers must own the means of production. We're going to bring the power back to the people. We're all oppressed, and you're the oppressor class. And so it's like both sides don't really understand shit about it.
yeah.
So,
Well, Marxism was always kind of a transient shell for these people. That's where the appeal comes from. It's not even their end goal, right? Marx devised systems of implementing what this other retard was talking about, a boof think. Basically, they wanted a stateless, cashless society.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because he wasn't he was picking up on where somebody else left off, right?
Basically, and so that guy was before Marx, and Marx read his work and decided, hey, he's a degenerate. I'm a degenerate. This could be cool. Let me come up with some system that will never work to try and bring this to fruition, right? So yeah, Marx is a giant piece of shit, but this is what makes people like him so dangerous, right? Is because he meant it. He meant everything that he did. You know what I mean? Like that was his soul. You know what I mean? Like he had made it like his soul's purpose on earth to try and bring about this, ultimate degeneracy, basically. Because I mean, if you take the idea on its face, it's complete regression. There's nothing about it at all that's progressive in any way whatsoever. Stateless, cashless society. So what? You want to be a fucking Neanderthal, you dipshit?
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
it's weird because like even like the some of the libertarians like want this like want that too. Like they want what is not a like Ancapistan or whatever is an intermediary. It's like an intermediate stage of nation building. It's not ideal. Like you can't survive long term like that as
it's
a nation.
you know what it
is.
is?
You have to have a state. The biggest
Well,
state wins. I mean, that's just how that goes. Or the biggest tribe wins ultimately in an ANCAP society.
Well, what's funny is it's literally the Dark Ages.
Yeah,
That's what it is. When Rome collapsed, then you had the Dark Ages, and then you had all the infighting that created Europe. And the Germanics were the big
yeah,
winner in that for a long time with the Holy Roman Empire.
yeah,
They had like the most territory, they ran most of the place, but it wasn't Rome anymore. They called it the Holy Roman Empire.
yeah.
But before that, when Rome collapsed, obviously you had the Dark Ages.
Yeah, there is a lot of shitheads that are really just like, I don't understand this. Like, I guess maybe it's because, we've kind of like all the borders, we're all on each other's borders now. And so it's like all the land is discovered and there's no sort of like new adventure for us to go on. So maybe the next sort of like frontier for man is like this, society falls into chaos and it's like Borderlands or Fallout or Rust, and it's like we all have to go and fucking scavenge and like, we gotta fucking fight it. Like I think there's like a part of man that just wants the adventure to some degree, but I think people like the modern man just lets it turn them into a brute, and so they're just like, yeah, society should just collapse. Like the ANCAPs are like, yeah, and then the far right or the Wignats are like, yeah, accelerate it to fucking the nth degree, and we'll be on top. And then the leftists are like the same way, like, yeah, let the state collapse, and then we'll rise from the ashes. And it's like none of you fucking idiots are gonna win, dude. All the people that are in power now would be totally fine if it collapsed tomorrow because they know they would win. They would actually come out on top. The huge, multi corporate, conglomerates, these big, 26 or so families that basically own the entire fucking world. That's who's going to come out on top. All right. Like you and your like 12 guys that are doing sticker drops on the weekends are not going to fucking come out on top, dude. You're all going to get killed in like the first 4 days. Okay. The militaries of each, respective country are going to be, Zergs essentially. It's like, if you're, you know what I mean? It's like, What the fuck do you actually think is going to happen? They're so diluted. I don't know if that makes sense, but maybe that's what it is.
I mean, the rise from the ashes crowd. It's not those. to
They're on
me,
both sides,
on-
though.
Yeah, to me, wherever those people are is irrelevant because they're not always. Very rarely are they serious people, sophisticated people.
That's true.
They're just someone. They're just someone who wants to be in the in group, and ideally, the in group is also in charge, and that's it. There's
Yeah.
not anything really complicated about it for them. I mean, there are some people who are just predisposed to have certain types of views, and it really boils down to like sort of their nature as a person. Are they a very external person? Are they a social person? They're probably going to be attracted to a more communal form of living,
Aristotle was right.
right? What do you mean?
his arguments about people's predisposition to be in a certain class of society.
Yeah. I mean,
Just
people are
was-
going to organize themselves according to their personality. Right?
Yeah.
That's basically all that's saying. And that's something completely different than, ideology and theories about what economic structure is best, right? That's just people's personality, So
Yeah.
when it comes to all that, rise from the ashes bullshit and people getting like, a lot of it comes down to a lack of self-awareness, right? And that's kind of like the selling point for a lot of people with like NCAP is like, depends on who you're talking about. If you're talking to like a rise from the ashes person, they could have gone either way depending on who found them first.
Well, that's what I mean. They're
But
all
if
the
you're talking
same
to, like,
ultimately.
But if you're talking to like another type of person with a different type of predisposition who's reading like Ayn Rand and Hop, then they're going to have much more compelling arguments for, an anarchy capitalist society, which basically the theory is that the theory behind Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin works because it's sound money. Similar to if you had a society that's using gold, right? This like Bitcoin works because in theory because it solves for trust. Right? That's the problem that we have now in society.
yeah.
We have all these different competing ideologies and trust is not always consistent.
But ultimately,
So
like, do you
in
think
theory, that's why it's supposed to work.
But do you think that the low? This is what I'm trying to say. Like, do you think that the low IQ, kind of like, Spurgs that want to, want to rise from the ashes, are really all that different from the faux sophisticated? We want to see Ancapistan, or we want to see our social liberal, our democratic socialist, whatever the hell, you know what I mean, left or right. The highly educated that also want to see the collapse of society are really not that, or they may not openly say they want to see the collapse of society, but ultimately that's what it would take to get to their form of society. So are they really that different is what I'm trying to say.
Well, yeah, they're I mean, they're basically by any means necessary. I just want to be in the in group that's running shit. I mean, that's all the same.
Yeah. Yeah. Which I mean, I guess I feel that way too. I just don't like, to some degree, I guess I want my guys running the state. I guess is the best way to say it. Which I guess everybody does, but it's like, I think that there is a set of or like a subset of those people. They're all ultimately the same thing, and some of them are just really low IQ and retarded about it and obvious, and then some are like feigning, this intellectual approach, but ultimately they want the same thing. They want to see a societal collapse so that they can like rise from the ashes or something,
Yeah,
so
but
that they
that's
can
not.
have a better
So
chance at, life.
I don't think ANCOMs or ANCAPs, like, uh, uh, not all of them. Some of them are just there to be destructo bots. But the ones that are really like sincere about like anarchy, and they're like, yeah, I think that's a good, voluntarism. All they want is a less authoritarian society, right? And then they're self aware enough to place themselves in either, okay, I gravitate towards a commune. Okay, no, I'm more of an individual. That's literally, and that's something different than what all these other people are suggesting. So, like, all the baboof cats that are like, stateless, cashless society, bro, we gotta fucking burn it all down, dude. Like,
Yeah,
that's
okay,
just
I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's true.
bullshit, dude. Like, that's all just, you can't have stateless, cashless. The state is inevitable. The state's always going to exist. The state is literally, this is what's really dumb, right? The state is, what is it? It's not just like the super, uh, like the super uh, anarchist definition of the state, right? Oh, it's just like a bunch of people killing each other and taking stuff. Because it
Hmm.
is. We all know that. We see it every day.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's so much simpler than that, right? Before you get to the killing, you have agreements, contracts, right?
Yeah.
That's what it's supposed to be. That's where all the war comes from, right? Because you have all these, it's supposed to be a dispute resolution function, right?
Well,
That's
see,
where
it's
that's
enforcement.
that's where people, it's enforcement of contracts basically,
Yeah.
and trust. That's its value to society. That's why we can't get rid of it,
Yeah.
because that's the best thing that we have to facilitate trust between parties.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
want to exchange money. How do I know that you're giving me real money? Well, because fiat, the emperor declared it.
yeah, yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
because you can use it somewhere else and somebody else is also going to accept it and
Well,
so on and
how
so
do I
forth.
know you're not going to steal from me? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they're gonna tie you to a cross by your arms and whip you into oblivion,
I
and then
wish.
leave you there to die over 3 days. Yeah, I mean, Rome did nothing wrong. Rome did nothing wrong, bro.
Dude,
Crucifixion was based,
telling you, dude.
just not
Just
Jesus's.
not Jesus's. Yeah, that one we fumbled the bag. Obviously, we are idiots, but the other ones were probably justified. Dude, I don't know. I just think like the older I get, and especially like I don't know, dude, having kids I think radicalized me. I'm like I become more and more of a statist every day. I'm just like actually the state is not the problem. It's the people running the state. We need and I'm like I just feel like a
You,
communist
you,
when I say
you,
stuff like that, but I'm just like, yeah, I mean, I want my people running the state. The state, big state isn't the
well,
problem. It's just that they're not my people, okay? And they're not, and even to some, they're not Americans really at this point, which sucks. I mean, they're like, and when they are, they're just bought and paid for. So it's like
it,
a
it's.
problem.
I mean, understanding your position in the cycle is important.
What do you mean?
Like, I think we both agree that it is not going to happen in our lifetime. we would have the mechanisms, the time for society to organize into a more anarchist model. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
So, and even then, I mean, so let's say that there's a stateless society because there's some other mechanism that we can use for trust, right? Let's just say that, right? Bitcoin, whatever it is. Bitcoin and some super AI that just does things for us and
Yeah.
handles contracts,
Grok.
gives people fair rules to play by. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
evenly distributes resource and to a certain extent, some bullshit like that. Let's
Yeah.
just say utopia, AI, Bitcoin, utopia.
That's what Peter Thiel's trying to do.
I bet he is.
I know he is.
But
He
let's
told
just
me.
say that there's just not enough time to get there. You know what I mean? And even if you're there, you've got everything. Man, everything's just being AI powered and handled. I mean, first of all, something's got to power the AI. So whoever controls that's got a monopoly on everybody.
They're fucking raping our planet to fucking make memes on Grok, dude. They're literally like wasting like 1 million gallons of fucking water a day, fresh water a day to fucking.
So whoever
some
controls
people
the
can
program,
jack off to fucking artificial intelligent bots, dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
dude. Oh my god,
It's so bad, dude.
wow. Yeah, you're right.
It's so bad.
Okay, so whoever controls the program basically is a god on Earth, and then you're still going to organize yourself according to your values and cultures. That's not going to change. People aren't just going to adopt atheism or some random belief system just because all of a sudden the state doesn't exist, right? People are still going to be different. People are still going to have their unique beliefs, There's still going to be religious debate, moral debate, because people interact, relationships evolve, so you're still going to have disputes between people, and you're going to want to organize yourself into communities you feel like you belong. Statism really, it's that simple. That's the fundamental base layer of it, right?
Yeah, I just don't know how you don't. I just don't think a stateless society ever lasts. And so it's always like an intermediate. It's like, I don't know. Did you ever play Rust? Whenever I played Rust,
I've seen it.
Rust is like the perfect example, I feel like, of this. Like, when you have big maps or whatever, and with lots of people allowed on the server or whatever, ultimately, because like everybody just does their own thing. You're all scavenging. You're all trying to build your tech tree. You're building your little base, and you're like, you make strategic alliances with other, with your neighbors. Maybe you don't raid each other or whatever, or maybe get a group of like 4 or 5 guys together. But if you have a Zerg that joins the server, if you have like 20 people in a group that are playing against each other, if you don't have another group of like 20 that are also playing, that are also willing to come in and build a base together and like fight that other Zerg, or maybe there's several Zergs playing on a map together, it's like you can't, like, as a little guy, you have to align with one of these Zergs. Like, you have to like go maybe build a base nearby and like trade stuff with them to even be allowed on the server. Otherwise, they're all just gonna rape you. Like, you're just gonna get annihilated. You can't play solo on a server where there is like big Zergs and stuff like that. You're just gonna get steamrolled. And if there's only one Zerg on the server, there's only one big group on the server, they just have free reign, dude. They just obliterate everybody. And like that's how I played whenever I played, because I was like, this just makes the most sense. I was like, I want to own the server. I just want to get on and do whatever I want. I don't have to worry about. I don't want to have to worry about like people fucking with me. you know and it was just kind of funny, like it's really similar in a way, because it's all and all the same kind of like dynamics that happen like in real life or with like geopolitics or whatever kind of happen too. Like a big group will also get infiltrated. A guy will come in and inside a group. A big group forms and a guy will come in and he'll play friendly enough to try to join the group, and then maybe try to get the codes to the doors and just like change them, and or try to inside you, take a bunch of your loot overnight or something when you're not on or whatever. Like it's all the same shit. It's like people will try to get inside this group or that group or whatever, and there's all this like drama that happens interpersonally between all these groups. And it's like ultimately, if you have a big enough group, you have a big enough state form or a big enough tribe form, you just get to do whatever you want. You're like, hey, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to start building my shit over here. And then these like 4 guys are like, hey, dude, what the fuck, man? This is where we farm for shit. And you're like, not anymore. There's 20 of us. And then if they fight you, then you just go wipe them off the map. You literally just go to their base with 20 people and put them on bag timers and then demolish their base while they watch. And then you take all their shit and you bring it back to your base, and you're like, have fun starting over. Like,
We told you.
yeah, I mean, it's so, I don't know.
Well, I mean, that's literally how the world works. That's kind of, what
I
I'm saying.
know.
It's not, the game of power is totally different from a conversation about morality.
yeah.
Power and morality are not always married. They don't go together necessarily. Power is its own beast.
Right.
It is the beast.
Yeah,
Like, literally.
that's kind of, yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I'm saying. I was like, I just don't see how, any of that is even, I don't think it's feasible. I don't think it's actually physically possible, because this is not, at least
Something
for me, as like from a Christian perspective, like, it's just not utopia is not achievable in this realm. Like it's just not.
It's not. I don't think it's achievable anywhere.
Yeah.
I think that's why they call it utopia, because it's some far off, distant thing, and there's a reason why we see it as far off and distant.
Yeah.
It's almost like there's a spiritual.
Yeah,
there.
almost like there's more to this thing. There's more to this whole thing.
But something would have to replace the mechanisms that facilitate trust.
Yeah, I mean, and if it even did, I mean, that would become the new religion. It would have to be all encompassing. It would have to, because you would be like, well, if this thing is capable of all of this, then it's God, like, speaking to us, and people would worship it. And ultimately, I don't know if it's even possible for that to happen either, but like for even the AI, the AGI thing, but even if it was, I would be like, that's the Antichrist. No. Don't want anything to do with that. Count me out, dude. I don't want to be any part of that, dude. I'll be the first to go, grab my cross and be crucified, because I'm not bowing down to that thing. But I think that's what the Peter Thiels and all that stuff, that's what they want, ultimately.
Yeah.
They really think, and I think Elon Musk, and JD Vance and the likes, and his manufacturers are all part of that group. I mean, they think they are just racing they have their foot on the gas, and it's like whoever gets to this AGI first or whatever is going to control the world, because it's going to be able to do all the super calculations to determine whatever.
And that's, with those types of people too, it doesn't matter whether they're on the left or the right. It's not about anything at a certain point. And that's the kind of the danger. It's the corruptive nature of that game. It could completely consume you.
We're so dumb, dude. It's so funny to me.
Yeah.
We're such fucking idiots. It's like
Yeah.
we even make like all the cinema about it. We make all the movies about it, and we joke about it. We make Black Mirror. We make like Terminator. We make The Matrix, and it's like, and then we just and then we jump on the fucking gas pedal with both feet, and we're like, let's fucking go, bring it,
Dude.
bring it on, dude. Let me make
I mean,
let me make AI videos of my junk, dude. Like, they're so fucking dumb.
I haven't seen anybody. Let me see. Let me just real quick. Hold on. Because I haven't seen anybody present a convincing solution to quantum computing with Bitcoin. I mean, I guess they'd have to build new algorithms, maybe.
Well, that's if
But
that's
it's
if
just like,
quantum computing is even possible. Like we actually actively fund. I don't know if this is still the case. I remember hearing this, but it's been a while. I haven't looked it up since. But the last time I was reading about quantum computers was like we were actively funding both sides of the race. So like we have hundreds of millions or billions of dollars in developing quantum computers and quantum computer research, but we also have funding for a group of scientists that are debunking that it's even possible. Like they're doing research to basically disprove it all, like it's not even feasible.
yeah.
So I don't, it's like, which I mean, obviously there is